Okay, I also wanted to make a video about the houses that, your rising sign is your first house. That's your appearance, what you give off to the world. The second house is your stability in the world and your finances. Let's put this on the thing if I can. Look at my dog. Look at him for a sec. He's looking out the window. Then we have the third house. Okay. Okay. Then you have the third house, which is communication, technology. So planets landing there will give you more oomph towards those parts of life. Then you have, let me see if I can look at the camera. The lens or the eye, whatever. Okay, then you have the fourth house, and the fourth house represents the mom and the growing up and your house, like your early childhood. Actually, it's easier to look at my face while I talk. Is that weird? Okay, actually, houses 1 up through pretty much 4 are your early childhood, and then fifth house is like your the guy walking out there. My dog's about to go crazy. Let's see. You guys see that? Carlton, look! You didn't even look? Okay. Okay, fifth house. Romance and children that you have and creativity. If you have a lot of planets in the fifth house, you're going to be really creative. Sixth house. It's all about health and work. Like, what's your daily life, your routine, and it also, like I said, it represents your health. I know I'm saying a lot today. Okay, seventh house. Seventh house is marriage and partnerships. The other person. I feel like there's something on my face. And if you think about it, number 1 is exactly across from 7, and 1 is the self, 7 is others. And there's a trend here that I'm going to get to, but I'll tell you now. Every house has an opposite house. So if you have, for example, a lot of planets in your 10th house, the house of career and status and everything, the polar opposite from that is 4. If you don't have a lot there, you might really not feel as comfortable at home. You might just not be so much of a homebody. Whereas vice versa, if you have a lot of planets in the 4th house and nothing in the 10th house, and then you'll be more inclined to stay home. Now, also, this doesn't always, Also, it's totally normal to have 0 planets in a house. Actually, most of my houses have nothing in them. Well, maybe half out of the 12. And there's also, like, you can look at if you have what's called a stellium. A stellium, and astrologers go by different methods. Some say it's 3 or more, some say it's 4 or more planets in a house. That is going to just ignite that part of your life up, okay? And I would say maybe like half of the people in the world have stelliums, so somewhere in one of those houses. Eighth house is the house that rules Scorpio. You know, I stopped for insecurity, but I'm going on for faith. So each house attached to it is, how do I explain this? Each house is ruled by a sign. So the first is Aries, the second house is Taurus, just how it's in the same order of the whole zodiac. So first is Aries, second is Taurus, third is Gemini, fourth is Cancer, fifth is ruled by Leo, sixth is ruled by Virgo, seventh is ruled by Libra, eighth is ruled by Scorpio, and that's where we stopped. Scorpio is the 8th house. It's intertwined. It's ruled by that. So anytime you have a lot of planets in the 8th house, it's like you have a little bit of scorpionic tendencies, okay? So like thinking about occult studies or so the occult, mysteries, death, sex, anything that's regenerative, because death and sex are think about it, okay, like death is the beginning, it's the end, but then it's the beginning, okay? And then same with sex, it's in the regenerative zone, the reproductive zone of your body that creates new. Okay, then there's the ninth house, and the ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it represents traveling long distances, religion or spirituality, higher thought, higher perspective, gaining, like I said, philosophies and politics. So people with a lot of planets in the ninth are a lot of times very politically driven, or at least love to travel. And then you have the 10th house, and that's career and status. It's ruled by Capricorn, and it's very ambitious, and it's a willpower to be bigger than, be a part of this world. And then you have the 11th house, which is very similar. Every house is kind of similar in its own way. And then you have the 11th house, and that is ruled by Aquarius, the humanitarian, seeking to do well, do something with your life that's gonna help other people. And then you have Pisces. They are these just, okay, not they, okay, Pisces. Then you have the 12th house. That is ruled by Pisces, and it's the most spiritual. It's the last house of the zodiac. It's the last, Pisces is the last sign. And it's very connected to God and the other world. And a lot of times if you have a cluster, or at least your sun and moon and like some personal planets, as people say, in the 12th house, you might be hidden, or you might hide your ego or who you really are, or you might take up jobs or things in life that are secretive. But also you're very in tune with people, and very compassionate, and you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, like the Jesus or the Buddha of the zodiac. I don't know. And then you're back to square one, where it's almost like you're alive again, and this is who I am. This is the first house, and that second house that's giving me that stability. Like, it's kind of like you're a newborn, and then you're an infant that needs like stability, and then you're curious with the Gemini and the third house, and it goes on like that. So that's a little bit about that, and yeah.